January 15, 2009. A routine flight leaves New York, and just 90 seconds later, both engines explode with silence. No thrust, no power, no time. And in the cockpit, Captain Chesley, Sully Sullenberger, has 3 minutes to decide the fate of 155 people. No runway, no altitude, no second chances. What happened next wasn't just a miracle, it was aviation history. This is the real story behind this Airways Flight 1549, the plane that crash-landed in the Hudson River. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video dives deep into one of the most unbelievable aviation stories ever recorded: a real crash, a real crew, and a real fight for survival that stunned the world. Make sure you watch till the end, because we're breaking down the cockpit decisions, the timelines, the hidden details investigators uncovered, and the truth behind what really made this landing possible. If you love aviation storytelling, hit like, subscribe, and let's take off. It's a cold winter afternoon at New York's LaGuardia Airport. US Airways 1549, an Airbus A320, is scheduled for a short flight to Charlotte. The captain today is Chesley Sullenberger, a former Air Force fighter pilot with 20,000 flight hours. Beside him sits First Officer Jeff Skiles, who is on his first week of flying the A320. Nothing unusual. Passengers take their seats. The doors close. Pushback begins. The aircraft taxis out, lined up on runway 4. Cleared for takeoff. The throttles advance. The A320 accelerates, lifts off the runway, and climbs into the clear New York sky. What no one knows is that in just a few seconds, this flight is going to become the most famous emergency landing of the modern era. At 2,800 feet, the cockpit is calm. Jeff Skiles is flying manually. Sully is monitoring. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a dark swarm fills the windscreen. A flock of Canada geese, each weighing up to 10 pounds, crosses the aircraft's path. And then, thud, thud, thud. Engine 1, impact. Engine 2, impact. Turbine surge, rattle. And then both engines lose power. The airplane becomes silent. Skiles later said the cockpit suddenly sounded like someone shut off the world. In an Airbus, losing both engines is extremely rare, but losing them below 3,000 feet? Almost unheard of. Inside the cabin, passengers feel the aircraft jolt violently. Some hear flames blast out the back of the engine. Others smell smoke. What no one sees is that inside both engines, multiple birds have shredded the compressor blades, killing the airflow and destroying thrust. 1549 is now a glider in the middle of one of the busiest cities in the world. Skiles takes immediate action, beginning the aircraft restart procedure. But restarting in a 320 engine takes time they don't have. Sully, now the pilot flying, takes control. My aircraft, your aircraft. The Airbus is descending rapidly, losing 1,000 feet every 15 seconds. Air traffic control offers. Do you want to return to LaGuardia? Sully checks the altitude, distance, speed. He knows instantly they will never make it. Seconds later, ATC offers another option. Teterboro Airport straight ahead. But again, Sully glances at the glide path. Too low, too far, too slow. Then comes Sully's most critical decision. We're gonna be in the Hudson. Investigators later said choosing a water landing with no thrust, no time, and no checklist for the situation was almost unimaginable. But to Sully, it was the only option that didn't guarantee a crash into buildings. The Hudson River is wide, long, and aligned with the aircraft's heading. It's the only shot they have. Down in the cabin, flight attendants brace for chaos. The engines are dead. The plane is descending sharply. Passengers start panicking. Lead flight attendant Donna Dent calls out, "Brace, brace, heads down, stay down." People grip seats, hold hands, and whisper prayers. Some cry, some freeze. Outside the windows, the New York skyline rises around them. Bridges, skyscrapers, water. Passengers later described the moment as surreal. You could hear everything inside the cabin. There was nothing outside. No engine, no noise. At this moment, The plane is now only 600 feet above the river, dropping fast. Sully pushes the nose down slightly to maintain airspeed. Too slow, the plane stalls. Too fast, the landing becomes fatal. He aligns the A320 with the center of the Hudson. The wings level, the nose slightly raised. In the cockpit, Sully says calmly, "Brace for impact." Seconds later, the Airbus hits the river. The fuselage slams the water at 140 knots. The bottom of the plane scrapes the river violently. The aircraft skips once, then glides to a stop. Inside, passengers are thrown forward, but the cabin remains intact. The impossible has just happened. The plane has ditched successfully. Cold river water floods the aircraft almost instantly. Flight attendants open the doors. Life rafts deploy. Passengers rush onto the wings, balancing on a thin, slippery surface as ice forms around them. The river is below freezing. People standing on the wings are drenched, shivering, panicking, but rescue boats are already racing toward them. The ferry Thomas Jefferson arrives in minutes, pulling passengers to safety. New York waterway captains later said they couldn't believe what they were seeing. A plane, just sitting in the river, wings full of people. Meanwhile, Sully walks the cabin twice, refusing to leave until everyone else is out. Only after confirming the aircraft is empty does he step onto a rescue boat. The last man off the plane was the man who saved it. All 155 people survive. News outlets around the world call it the miracle on the Hudson, but for Sully, it wasn't a miracle. It was training, teamwork, discipline, and calm under pressure. Then SPS begins its investigation, and they uncover several important facts. The bird strike was unavoidable. The geese were flying directly across the aircraft's path, too close and too fast for avoidance. The engines never fully restarted. Engine damage was irreversible. Simulators initially suggested a runway was possible, but only when pilots knew exactly what was coming. Once realistic human reaction time was added, every simulator attempt crashed before reaching an airport. This confirmed Sully's decision. The Hudson was the only survivable option. While Sully became the face of Flight 1549, he always emphasized the team. Jeff Skiles, who immediately started restart procedures. Donna Dent, Sheila Dale, and Doreen Welch, who kept passengers alive during evacuation. Ferry operators, who rescued people faster than official emergency units could arrive. And the passengers, who stayed calm enough to execute an orderly evacuation. This wasn't just a miracle, it was a chain of 155 miracles, each person acting in the right way at the right time. The story of Airways 1549 changed aviation. Simulations of dual engine loss at low altitude, better bird strike, modeling improved ditching training, better communication protocols in emergencies, and most importantly, it demonstrated that leadership and calm decision-making matter as much as technology. Today, that A320 is on display in Charlotte's Aviation Museum, still intact, still covered in the scars of the river, a reminder of a day when everything went wrong, but everyone survived. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Airways Flight 1549 and want more aviation storytelling just like this, make sure you like the video, comment your thoughts, subscribe for weekly aviation documentaries. What incident should we cover next? Let me know in the comments. Your suggestion might become our next video. This is Crash on the Hudson, the real story behind Flight 1549. And I'll see you in the next one.